Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing fine. So today we are going to make this kind of landscape. So let's move on to that, and if you have any concern or any request, do let me know in the comment section. Let's get started. Okay, so let's get started on this. So first thing we gonna do is find some references. For that we can go to my Chrome browser, and I can go to Pinterest, and if I type their landscape 3D, I can find many of the references here, something like this. So we will also gonna try to make similar kind of thing. I hope we achieve that kind of result, because this time I'm not making things from my previous project. I'm just starting to a very new file directly, so everything is gonna see it's gonna be created for the first time. Yeah, so something like this we see, and for that as well we are gonna use one plugin, or you can see one software also. It's called Megascan Bridge. If you go here and search for Megascan, you're gonna find this Quixel. Okay, so you can download this software. It's totally free, and I have already installed on my system, so I can just open it like here. So if I go on the home page, I can find many models, materials, textures, everything is available in this library. This Quixel is especially made for Unreal Engine purpose, but we can export these things to Cinema 4D as well. So we're gonna try to use these assets as well as we move on. So yeah. Okay, so first thing first, let's me create a cube over here, and I'm gonna set my camera resolution settings on 1080 by 1350. It's kind of a Instagram post, so that is the thing I set, and I'm gonna choose the Octane render. And I am going to create a plane as well, bigger version of my plane. Now the second thing which I'm going to do is add a camera lens. So we'll fix our camera, that will be there, then we'll build the environment. So I'm just gonna do click on my Octane live viewer and go to objects. It is there, Octane camera. I'm just gonna go inside the camera, and then I'm gonna choose, right now my lens setting is 35mm. I'm gonna choose 135mm. So you can see I'm pretty much close, then I'm going far, just a bit. So imagine this cube is some kind of product which you wanna render. So I'm going to some level of distance, something like this, keeping it in center, and then I'm just gonna go and put that. There is one tag which called protection. If you put on top of your camera and you just move out from your camera will be locked on me. So for that I can't find here, so I'm just gonna type Shift C and type protection. It's here, and just simply double click on that. Okay, now I already set up my camera. If I go out of my camera I can see that, but what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna open up this little window. It gonna give me a 4 view kind of thing. Then I'm going to my second top window. I'm just gonna click on this, and from here I'm going to change my mode from top to perspective, and I'm just clicking from my mouse and I open like this. So if I press F1 from my keyboard, I can go back to my camera, and if I press F2 I can go back to my scene, so I can revolve around here. Okay, now I am gonna pick this landscape button over here, the landscape model. So I'm just gonna increase the size of the landscape like this. For now I'm just turning off my cube, and if I go F1 I can see the landscape is there only. Okay, uh, and this plane will be our water, so I'm just gonna increase the size of this plane like something like this. And now if I move my mountains to the back, something like this, bigger, and this. So yep, this can be, I'm just gonna control CV from my keyboard. It's control copy paste basically. So I'm just gonna put little behind like this. And if you want to change a properties of your landscape, there are multiple values over here. By using them you can change the intensities, scale, and there are lots of things which you can do from here as well. So I'm just gonna see whatever looks fine for me. This much I think is good. And here I think we can add our moon when we'll go to the what you can say, lighting settings. Okay, so I'm good right now here. I'm just gonna again, this one I'm just copy paste and bring it to the front of the camera. So now as you can see, it's very big right now, so I'm just gonna scale it down a bit, something like this. And I can keep this a bit closer to the camera, so we'll see the grass over here moving. And yeah, okay, so as you can see we already set up few of the things. Now let's move on to our Octane render to see what is going on with this thing. I'm just gonna add here, click on this lock button, and I'm gonna put the path tracing. I'm just lowering my samples this much like this. So as you can see, here is on our viewport and this is our render view. So second thing I'm gonna do is put HDRI light. It's now completely dark and black environment, which you can see here. So we gonna light this up with area light. So first thing which I'm gonna do is turn this light into my camera view and make this like a super big kind of thing, and then I'm going to take this backward. So this will be our like background light, and increasing like this. Okay, so you can see it's so much intense right now. I'm just gonna dim down the intensity over here, and now I'm gonna put the gradient in this light. Right now it's, you can see white values are there and black values are there. I'm just gonna flip this thing into 2D V, so my black value is upside and downside is my white line. Now here I can simply select the color as well like this, and if I increase the intensity, it's gonna be something like this. Yeah, so we added the background light and the landscape, and we have our water as well. So now what we can do is add a light from the front side, light, area light. I'm just gonna go my viewport view and just refresh this thing. Not from this, but maybe from this side. And as you can see, my scene is lit at this moment, something like this. I can just dim down the intensity. This much is fine, I think. Now the next step will be to add grass on this. So for that, what you can do is simply go here and type grass. You're gonna find a lot of grass over here. Just double click it. It's gonna download on your layers over here. These few things is fine for me right now. Then I'm gonna pick my Octane Scatter. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna scatter all this grass into this landscape. So for that, what you can do right now, if I put all these grasses into my Octane shader like this, and then in Octane shader I can give a path like where it should scatter. Okay, so for that, if I pick my front, this thing, this is the landscape 2, and just drag it down my landscape 2 into this, so we can see, you can see like it's there only, but right now it's in very proper manner. So what we're gonna do, from vertex we're gonna do surface, then you can see it's randomly placed, and I'm just gonna increase the count just a bit, so everything is covered, but you can't see because there's no light right now. So I'm just gonna bring down my light here, and you can see we have, still we can see there's little patches going on like white. So I'm gonna increase the count so it covered fully. Also, our all grasses into a same kind of scale, so there is no variation for that. So for that, we can do is go to the scale thing and pick a noise over here. It gonna see, you can see there's a variation in this thing. So for that, I'm gonna change a bit of the setting. If I put 2, this is something nice. I think I like this patches over here, just a bit, not too much. So yeah, I think it's looking good at this moment. Now what we're gonna do is again go to my this scatter, copy paste, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So now I'm gonna place into these landscape as well, 1 and 2. So for that, I'm just gonna do on this landscape 1, and then again copy paste this thing, and I'm gonna put my landscape 1 over here. So as you can see, I have 3 scatters and 3 landscape thing, which is making this effect of grass. So you can see in the background as well, there's a grass over there. I'm gonna bring up my water plane little up so nothing gets cuts. Now let's add a water, like this thing should be a water. So for that, I'm gonna go to my material channel and pick some specular material. It's gonna come up here. I'm just gonna drag and place on top of my this, so you can see it's fully reflective at this moment. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go into my node editor and pick a, just type Shift C from your keyboard, and you're gonna see noise, it's gonna come up, and I'm gonna attach this thing into my bump map. So you can see it gonna create some ripples over here, but this is very not great looking. So I'm just gonna edit the value of this. I might gonna increase the scale, and I'm just gonna change the color value also, so I just get just the minor of this thing, not too much. So now if I just look at, it's looking fine for me right now, but we see there is some, this gap is going on. What is this? Let me see. I think this is not fully covered. Because of that, it's pixel light. Maybe it's happening because let me bring this landscape over here. Yeah, that patch thing is gone now. Yeah, this much is fine. Now let me add more light in the scene. For light we can use this go to light, Octane daylight. You can see now if I rotate it some like this, you can see it's changing. But let's not use this, I'm not sure for this. I'm just gonna do my lighting from my area light itself. I'm just gonna copy paste one more thing and bring it to here something and just refresh it. On this we can see the grass is very less, so I can click on this thing, my Octane Scatter. I think this one is the one, and I'm gonna scale up this to like maybe 555. Yeah, and in this as well on the back side I'm just gonna put 555, so I can see much patches over there. Yeah, and I added light over here, so if I increase the intensity you can see that we have a nice looking grass over there. And in the front also I'm just gonna increase my strength just a bit. Yeah, this is looking very nice. So what we can gonna do is I'm gonna change the color of the grass at this moment. So right now we have very standard kind of material assigned over here. I'm just gonna delete on my all wild grass in the scatter thing. I'm just gonna delete my all the things. Now you can see everything is white at this moment. So for that what we gonna do is I'm just gonna create a new material, something glossy kind of material, and assign on top of my scatter, and then changing this value to some purplish tint maybe. It's not updating it. Yeah, it's now updated, and I'm just gonna increase the roughness, dim down my specular. I'm just gonna pick this color. Yeah, wow, this is looking beautiful, I think. Now imagine if we have little bit variation in the grass of the colors. Like I've created this material, I just wanna simply copy paste and assign this thing right now here. Now few of my grass is in different color, so I can just click on that. First I'm gonna change color to little lower value, and then this thing I'm gonna assign on different grass thing, and on the third grass I'm just gonna do this thing directly. So right now at this moment we have a shades of grass, but still it's not that much visible over here, so I'm just gonna edit this value to much more, something like into color change maybe. Yeah, this is looking some beautiful. And right now we can see our landscape has white color only. We should add some kind of sand texture or some kind of rocky feel which gonna look premium. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go to this pixel quixel thing. And if I search sand over here, yeah, this is also there. This is rippled sand. Yeah, we should export this one. It's gonna load into my app. Now I'm gonna apply that thing again. So now I have this sand. I'm just gonna arrange this into auto arrange object, and I'm just gonna disconnect my displacement because it's not needed. We can see some ripple sand over here. It's looking nice. Maybe from the front camera itself, like this closer one, it's not giving us that look what we are looking for, or maybe it's because of light as well. I think, yeah, this ripples is already there, but it's because of the light we can't see that. So I'm just gonna decrease the strength of my light so that I can see some of the ripples. Yeah, like this much. Now I'm gonna turn on my scatter as well. Okay, so we have arranged pretty much right now, and this is looking really nice at this moment. Now if I wanna add some kind of effect, or maybe just a moon, not the moon but a glowing light on this thing, uh, we can do that as well. For that I'm just gonna close this. I'm gonna pick one sphere over here, just increase this, increasing the segment as well, so it's very smooth kind of thing. And now what we gonna do is create material, create a diffuse material. Maybe I should find some rock kind of effect, and then it is gonna emit some kind of light. So let's do that. Some like this concrete cliff kind of sandstone. So I'm just gonna download this. And it's already downloaded, so just export it. It's here. Now I'm just gonna apply on my this thing. Yep, this is looking nice. Now I'm just going to my node editor and auto arrange. I'm just gonna disconnect the displacement because I don't need displacement for this. Now if I attach, go to this and emission, add some texture emission over here. So if I attach some kind of noise texture in this, yep, and change the noise value from like something, increasing the contrast so it's purely black and white, like this kind of thing. And I'm gonna change the color. this much. No, I don't like any of this stuff now. So I'm just gonna disconnect all the thing, and basically I'm just gonna delete this material, and I'm just gonna place this thing into the background. I'm not liking it here. So this is how I make art. Like, it's all about trial and error. Here it is still looking fine, so I'm just gonna add my basic diffuse over here and go to emission, texture emission, and I'm gonna play color, pick up like something this, tone down my power. The same color channel I'm gonna connect into my diffuse as well, so it's in this color. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna click on my this, go to opacity, and I'm just toning down my opacity just a bit, so we don't see full circle over here, just a hint of it, so it's look like it's coming from the fog, like that. This much is fine. So we dim down our this thing over here. Now I'm going to go to my camera imager, click on this, and increasing settings just a bit. I'm going to change some of my light settings. It was already fine, I think. Maybe yeah, this is already looking good. Now we gonna add rocks on this thing. Okay, so for that we going to go into this thing and type rock, and we found this thing. So just download all these things, this maybe this as well, this as well. It's already downloaded, so I'm just gonna click export. This got downloaded. I'm clicking on export, and this is also exporting. So all this model is gonna come directly into my scene. Only way one is came up, so I'm just gonna click on this. There's some dialog box which is coming up. So right now at this moment I got 2 rocks over here, so I can move into this. Now imagine I have these rocks with me. This is the first, and this is my second. I'm just gonna increase the size, and I'm gonna move this material directly to the object, and I'm taking out my thing, and I'm gonna delete my null. So these 1 and 2, these are the rocks which you can see on my screen. Now imagine these rocks is also scattered on this stuff, but not into a much quantity, very less amount. So what we can do, you can just simply this scatter will be, you can just rename it maybe grass. Okay, so your this thing is the grass, and now I'm just gonna copy paste. It can be a rock as well. You can put these object directly into this, but the count we can't control over there. It's gonna be equally distributed. So for that I'm just going to do place my rock inside this thing and deleting the grass. So it's just the rock. Now I'm going to decrease the count over here, something around like maybe 100. So you see there is, we can see rock is placing over here. Now I'm going to change this material, okay, the color basically, not everything. I'm just gonna arrange into a proper way, and in this thing you can see there is a color correction node which is already attached to it. So you can, what you can do is, simply change the hue. So you're gonna see this material is changing. Okay, now I'm gonna change few of the setting, gammas and things. So yeah, this dark rock is there now. This is fine. Now our second rock is this one, so I'm just gonna double click and go to node editor. Now this, what I can do is make little separated version, auto orange first, then maybe very darker. So for that I can just click on this and change the hue and making it darker. Yes, this much is fine, I guess. So as you can see, we have added rocks on the scatter as well, and you can add in those back side of our landscape as well. So for that we can do is same method. I'm just going to rock, control CV, control CV. There's rock and rock came up. So for that, this one is attached with our this landscape, not this first one. Yeah, this is the one. So my second rock will be attached to this landscape. So let me rename it first. I'm sorry that I did it in the first place. So my this landscape is this one. So I'm just gonna do one. This is my second, and this is my third. So in the one rock I'm just gonna place my first thing. In my second I'm just gonna attach my second. Oh, it's not 3, it should be 3. And in my third thing it should be a third one. So now if I refresh it, you are not able to see what is happening here, like is it there, not there. So for that we can do is click on this channel, rock 2. I'm going to increase the size 555, and you can see it's there already. Okay, now it's extra bigger, so let's dim it down like around like 333, and the count will be around like maybe 50. I don't want much of the rock there, 50 is enough. And same we gonna do with this. I'm gonna first increase the size of the rock 555. You see already there. Now I'm again gonna dim down to 50. Count wise it's there, but I don't know what happened to this again going, maybe 3 is not visible. So again increase the scale. Yeah, you can see there as well. Now rock is there. So we have placed our rocks and this little moon over here, not moon, some kind of planet, random. Now let's add Okay, then move on to our next step, which will be, imagine you build up your scene very nicely. Now let's move on to, you want to add some nice thing in the center. Like if you have any product with you, I'm not going to use any product at this moment, but at least I can place some uh, thing, like maybe this thing. This is looking fine, so I'm just gonna export it out, click OK, and this thing is, I'm just gonna take out, put my texture on that and delete this thing. So here you can see I have you call it branch kind of stuff, so I'm just gonna take out over here, press T, let's move little for some good angle. Something like this is fine. Maybe I can just move into the, I'm going to my other view and see if I can how to place this thing in a more better way. Maybe this much is fine, so it's looking good. Now if we want to scatter all those stuff into this, like we can do that as well. I'm going to copy paste my grass. This grass will gonna affect on my this thing, like you can see it's there. Now I'm going to increase the size, and decrease the count, basically just a bit. I don't want much. Maybe more I can increase the count. This center part will be like very big, kind of made of very big grass, something like this. Yeah man, this is looking so amazing. And count will be just 500 maybe. 1000 also we can put 1000. Yep. Now I'm again going to rotate this thing wherever I find like it's looking good as composition wise. Or maybe what we can do, we can bring this thing, instead of center we can bring this thing closer to the camera, so it's look like there is a branch tree going on, like something like this, but from the top side. I'm just gonna scale it down, this thing, and make it look like this. Yeah, this is giving us the vibe of some branch, but the count is very high of this thing, so I'm just again gonna scale it down, 555. Yeah, this is good. Now I'm just gonna rotate this thing a bit. I'm making more closer to the camera. Yeah, for me it's looking good. Oh, now in this center you can just add some rock, like a platform, to give this thing vibe. We can just add rock over here, rock. The platform can be something like this. I'm just gonna download it. You can find so many assets on this and export it. It's gonna ask me this thing. Now this is my middle platform center. So here I can just increase this thing, make it like little angular, something like that. It can be in the water totally, and you can add some product over here when you'll do that thing. But right now I'm just gonna click on the node editor and change the color to something similar to our. So here you can see color correction. You can just simply switch to this hue thing, and I'm just gonna increase the gamma. Yeah, so this rock is looking nice to me. I'm just gonna reduce the roughness thing, disconnect it and place it from my side only, like how much roughness I need it. So we see some kind of specular, like shiny over there. So yep, this is looking nice. For right now I can do is place some kind of sphere over here. Taking this, I'm just gonna do maybe like this thing which is affecting in your viewport is the rock thing. So you can just turn it off on your scene, not into that thing but only on the viewport. So if you do that, you're not gonna see on the viewport. Now I'm gonna click on this, place it like this. It will be a emissive thing, something which we already have made. So I'm just gonna Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V and put that thing into this. This will be my different color totally, and there will be no opacity going on. It should be proper shape like this, and I can change the color from like maybe some orangish or maybe this kind of shade. Yep. I should decrease the count. Now if you're wondering like this is a emissive material, then still it doesn't have that glowing kind of effect. For that, what we gonna do is go to our camera thing, click on this post processing and turn it on. So then if I increase this, it's gonna give me that glow effect. And I'm just gonna cut down a bit, something like this. It's looking nice, but it's distracting as well. So I'm just gonna do this thing and place it here, just smaller version of this ball. So far whatever we made, I'm liking it. Yeah, definitely there is so much room to improve it, but this is a very good start for you to have to make your landscape. I'm just gonna edit few of the things directly from my camera imager to see how I can make it more epic. Yeah, this much is fine. Okay, so here we made our first landscape, pretty good looking.